What's up, Rockstar? Coach Betty Rocker here. Welcome to this sculpted bis, tris, and back workout. We're gonna sneak in a little bonus core as well. So let's just start out with some nice big arm circles to warm up that shoulder joint. We're just gonna make them big and open and wide, and we'll do a couple more in this direction, and then we'll go ahead and go in the other direction. So just getting that fluid in our shoulder joint active and warm as we make these nice big arm circles. Great job. And then we're going to take our thumbs and point them behind us and just open our chest. So the arms are pretty straight and we're opening our chest and we're also activating our back in this position. So let's do a few more just like this. Nice work. And now we'll take our arms up to almost a 45-degree angle and just continue this motion, just opening up the back and warming it up as we also open up the chest. Great job. Woo! All right, bring the arms down to your side. Why don't you take a nice forward fold? Feel free to just enjoy that stretch. Walk your hands up your legs. Feel free to do any additional stretches or dynamic warm-up moves. But the first move in our workout is something called a prone pull down. And that's going to be a great opportunity to continue to warm up your arms and back. For this, I recommend using any old towel that you have around your house, or you could also use a stretchy band. We're going to come down to our stomach right on our mat and bring your towel or stretchy band in front of you. And I've got some extra dumbbells around for some moves we're going to get into in a little bit. But to start with, go ahead and find a nice braced core as you're relaxed with your feet flat on the floor. Your arms are going to come out overhead and your head and neck will lift just slightly off the floor. So where our hands are out a little wider than shoulder width, and we're not going to arch our back. And from here, we'll just pull that towel down just below our chin. So you're applying some pressure by pulling apart that towel or your band as you pull down below your chin. Now, one thing that is helpful to think about is the neutral spine. So I know I've asked you to slightly lift your torso up off the floor and your head and neck are up too, but we'll try not to crank your neck up or strain your neck in any way. And if you find that this isn't comfortable, you can also put your forehead down on the floor and pull that towel down behind your head. If that's a better fit for you, just feel free to do either of these variations. My shoulders are starting to feel that burn already. I want you to do as many reps as you can till you get that nice fatigue feeling in your shoulders and it's very hard to continue. And once you get there, we'll take a quick break and move on to our next move. Great job. Move number 2 is going to be biceps curls. So we're going to target those front of the arm muscles. And here's a great opportunity to calibrate how much resistance is right for you. So we'll play with an 8 to 12 rep range today. If you're fine working in a lower rep range, be my guest. But if you haven't really thought about rep ranges before, this is a really helpful way to challenge your body and make sure that you are giving yourself a stimulus that gives you a really good response, right? Our body adapts to the stimulus as in the resistance that we give it over time. So if we get a little more specific with our rep ranges, we can get a little bit more specific with the challenge. So elbows come in close to the body and we curl up towards our chest. And we want to have a weight that makes it very hard to go past 12 reps, if not impossible, and that we can at least get to 8 with. So if you're doing a different rep range than me today, that's just fine. Just listen to your body and use the equipment that you have available, of course, and make this work for you. If the equipment you have means that you are really going past 12 reps and that's where you're at today with what you have accessible, you can try making your lighter weights feel a little bit heavier by doing something called an eccentric contraction. That's where we slowly lower down on the deceleration phase of the curl. Whew, that is challenging. That's going to recruit even more muscle fibers. So feel free to challenge yourself by doing some eccentric curls in the mix if you don't have enough weight with the weights that you have available today to really challenge you. Now, when you get to the top of your rep range, that's where it's really tough to do any more reps, then you're gonna take a break. The side body crunch is gonna be the next move that we do. So I'll start out in a nice elbow side crunch. It's very supportive with the elbow stacked below my shoulder. I'll start out on my left side. You can start on either side. I'm gonna line up my body in a straight line, bringing that left knee bent just below me. From here, right arm comes up. I'm gonna lower down with the hip and then crunch the top knee to meet the elbow. And I'm gonna do about 10 of these. Feel free to do a couple more if you want to. You could go at a different pace than me. You could do a couple less. Just a great range to work on here. So hang in there. There's 4 and 5 and 6. Lower the hip down and then lift the top knee up. And we're looking for a nice braced core as we work through this. And we wanna have a flat back and not be curled around ourselves. I'm gonna switch to the other side, bringing that right elbow this time just below my right shoulder, lining everything up from my knee up through my shoulder, and lift it up, crunch the knee to the elbow. We'll do about 10 here as well. Great job. Lower the hip down and lift it up. Quick side body, side abs, strength. And we're also at the same time working that shoulder and working the arm muscles because they're all supporting you in this position. Great work. Give me 3, last 2, last 1. Nice job. Now you can stay right down here on the mat, and we're gonna do another round of those prone pull downs. And this move is actually just a fantastic move if you are working on pull-ups or want to get the strength to do pull-ups. These prone towel pull downs give you the same muscle groups that are working as what you work in a pull-up. So let's get to it. Come down onto your stomach, flatten your hips out so that you have a nice stable base and your back isn't arched. Flatten out the feet. You lift up your torso slightly here without straining your back. Keep your head and neck in neutral, and then we'll pull that towel apart even as we pull our elbows out and down. Nice. And remember, you can also place your forehead on the mat if that feels more supportive, and you can pull the towel down behind your head as an alternative. Great job. And for this one, I don't have a rep range for you. I just want you to do as many reps as you can do. To make it more challenging, pull the towel apart even as you pull it down. If you're using a band, it's the same thing. Pull the band apart even as you're pulling it down. Oh my gosh. When you get to the top of your rep range, which may be before or after me, you can set aside your prop, take a quick breather, and we'll do another set of those biceps curls. Great job. Once again, inviting you to be in the 8 to 12 rep range where you can do at least 8 reps. That's how you choose the amount of resistance. So if you're in your first set, you were like, oh, I went a little light, or maybe you went a little heavy. See what you want to adjust to here in our second set and find an amount of resistance that gets you in that range. And there are a lot of different rep ranges that are effective. And as you build your strength over time and you find it, you're starting to find it easier and easier to work in that 8 to 12 rep range, well, you might want to switch it up and challenge yourself in a, say, 6 to 8 rep range, or even a 4 to 6 rep range. There's lots of rep ranges to play with. We just want to build up safely so the body gets stronger with good form. Curl it up and lower it down. Curl it up, keep the core braced. There's a tendency when we're standing sometimes for the back to arch, and we don't want that. And remember, you have the option of adding those eccentric curls anytime you want to make your lighter weights feel heavier, or even if you want to make your heavier weights feel heavier. You got this. I'm just repping them out because I'm feeling plenty challenged with my selection. Great job. When you get to the top of your rep range, which might be before or after me, we're going to safely set down our weighted objects by bending the knees, keeping the weights in close to our body as we set down our equipment. And we'll come into a quick set of those side body crunches. Again, I'll start on the left side. Remember, you can pause this video anytime if I'm going a little too fast for you. So left elbow stacks underneath the left shoulder. We line up that left knee, and we're going to take that top arm and crunch it to the top knee. Lower the hip, crunch the knee. Lower the hip, crunch the knee. You got this. Now this set, I invited you to do 10 last time. If you were able to get to 10 last time, try adding 2 more reps. And whatever rep count you got to last time, try adding 2 more reps to it. So if you were at 8, see if you can push it up to 10 this time. If you were at 12, see if you can go to 14. You got this. Just building a little bit more on our nice and warmed up body. Great work. Crunch and lower. Crunch and lower down. You can stop whenever you are done with your set and switch to the other side. And don't worry if you're still going after I am. I want you to be able to have plenty of time. This is your time. Thanks for joining me for this workout today. Set yourself up for success, stacking your elbow below your shoulder. Lift your right hip up, and we'll crunch that top leg to the elbow. Nice. Crunch and extend. Crunch and extend. Crunch and extend. Awesome job. So strong. Great work. When you get to the top of your rep range and you've evened out your reps, you can take a break. Nice work. So come on down into your prone position on your stomach, lining yourself up, making sure your hips are pressed into the floor, your back is braced with your core, arms come out in front of you in a nice wide grip, and then we will pull that towel or band down, either behind your head or just below your chin. And if you have your chin and chest slightly lifted, like I do, just make sure that you're not cranking on your neck. You want to think about having a nice neutral position with your head and neck and having it aligned with your spine. Keep the tops of your feet resting on the floor. Don't strain your back. Pull that towel apart even as you pull the arms down and the elbows come out. Great job. Oh my gosh. Go for as many reps as you can until you fatigue. You got this. Oh, I'm feeling it right along with you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside that towel. Great job. Feel free to do more reps than me. If you have more in your tank, go to your fatigue point. And we will set up for our last set of biceps curls now. So once again, another opportunity to choose the amount of resistance that you are planning to use for this set, working on your rep range, picking your weights up safely from the floor. And when I say safely, I just want you to keep them in close to your body. And this is just helpful for protecting your back. So let's turn the palms up. Core is braced, shoulders are back and down, and then we're going to curl it up and lower it down. Curl it up and lower it down. Great job. Count your reps, smooth and controlled. Your elbows should stay in close to your sides as you are curling. Nice work. When you get to the top of your rep range, you'll set aside your weighted objects, take your time, go till you really can't do any more reps with good form. That's sort of your test. Setting them down safely with control, and we'll come right back down to the floor for our last set of side body crunches. Go ahead and line yourself up. Elbows stacked below shoulder, hips are lined up in a straight line with your shoulder. We're going to straighten that top leg, crunch everything together, and then lower it down. Nice. Keep breathing. And I'm inviting you to stick with that rep count that you did last time where you added 2. See if you can match that again this last set. Nice job. Do your best. I know you always do. Thanks for working out with me today. We got this. You get to the top of your rep range on your first side. You can switch to the other side and line yourself up, elbow stacks just below shoulder, and we're crunching it up and then lowering it down, keeping everything nice and aligned in our entire body as we work through this. You got this. You got it. Come on, crunch it together, straighten the arm, crunch it together, lower down, even out your reps on both sides. This is it. This is the last move and our third circuit. And when you get to the top of that, nice job. We're going to move into our second set of moves. And we're going to be starting with a 2-way push-up. So we're going to be targeting our triceps, biceps, and chest with this one. Your back and core do a lot of work in a push-up. You've got some great options in any push-up. So we can be braced against an elevated surface, either kneeling or up on our toes and lowering down and coming back up. Or of course we can be down on the mat as well in a kneeling position, either with both knees down, one knee down, or up on your toes. So I'm going to start out kneeling for this set, and I'm going to have my hands in a regular push-up position, just about maybe a little outside of my shoulders. Lower it down, and then I'm going to walk my hands in. Arms are going to stay parallel to each other, and my elbows are going to touch my rib cage as they come down, and then I press back up. I'm going to walk my hands back out to the side, lower down, come back up. Walk the hands in again for that narrow push-up or tricep push-up. And I know that that one can be really tough, especially if you haven't practiced it much before. So do your best. Hang in there with me for as many reps as you can. You don't have to have a set rep count here because I am asking you to do some different things. So listen to your body and go for as many reps as you can until you fatigue both ways. And that was it for me. And please feel free to pause the video if you need a little bit more time and you want to do a couple more push-ups. I'm going to move into our second move, which is for our triceps specifically, and I'm going to give you a bonus core activation in the midst with it. So go ahead and grab a weight that you think you can maybe do 8 to 12 of those kickbacks with. Once again, working to be in that rep range to help you calibrate the right amount of resistance to use to challenge your body. So I'm going to put my right hand down, my weight's in my left hand, my knees are stacked just below my shoulders, core is braced, and from here I'll draw my elbow up and back, and then I'm going to just kick my arms straight back. A couple things to keep in mind here is that the chest is open, the shoulder is back before I initiate the movement. And one thing you can do is turn your palm up and away from you as you kick the arm back behind you. Now I promised you a core option, so I'm going to straighten the back right leg, and if you feel secure and stable here in your pelvis, you can hover your leg up behind you, adding some additional core challenge to this move. It's a little bit advanced, so you can also just keep your toe touched down to also destabilize your core and work on that without having it fully lifted. Switch to the other side when you're ready, and first just set up in the right position. Shoulder is back before we kick the arm back, and we can then optionally straighten out that left leg this time behind us in a straight line, and if we feel secure there, go ahead and lift it straight up as you kick the right arm back. And when you get to the top of your rep range, you can set that weighted object aside. We'll practice that again. So we've worked on our triceps, we've worked on our biceps. We have targeted our back with that prone pull down, but I want to hit the back again with a nice wide grip row. So for this one, we'll grab some weighted objects and stand up. From here, brace through your core, bring your shoulders back and down so that they're fully aligned in their sockets, and then hinge your hips back with that nice straight back and that shoulder engagement. And from here, we're just gonna pull the arms straight up and back in a nice wide elbow position. So it's a wide grip row. You're targeting the muscles between your back here. So you're really working your traps, your rhomboids, and a little bit of your rear deltoids, the shoulder, the back of the shoulder as well. So great movement here. Just stay upright with those shoulders. Don't let them collapse forward. And once again, we're working on that 8 to 12 rep range. Great job. Hang in there, keep breathing, you're doing great. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can set aside your weighted objects. And if you're finding that you're comfortable doing like 12 to 15 to even 20 reps with the amount of weight you're using, where you could just kind of go all day, consider adding more resistance, because your body is capable of that strength, and you will actually get stronger and target your muscle tissue to build better when you are working against a load that challenges you. So this is why we use the rep ranges, just as a way to calibrate how much weight we can do, and then we can watch ourselves get stronger. Super fun. So moving back to our push-ups, your choice, elevated, down on the mat, kneeling, or of course up on your toes. Working the chest, biceps, and the triceps. So get your hands at your push-up position. Your elbows will go out to the side slightly in your regular push-up, and your knees can be down or up. Here we go. Push up, and then we walk our hands in. Fingertips face more parallel so that the elbows can graze the sides of our body in our triceps push-ups. Great job. Working between these two positions of the hands, walking the hands out. My fingertips turn in slightly in my regular push-up, and that's part of how my elbows end up going out to the side a bit. You got this. Take any variation as needed. I'm gonna drop down to one knee. For instance, as I work through the last couple reps. Oh my gosh. Oh, last set, best set. Take a quick breather, and feel free in between your moves anytime to stretch out, to do anything that would feel good or feel supported to you. In Rock Your Life, we have a whole library of cooldown stretches, and many of the workout classes have custom cooldown stretches attached to them, so you can do them with me and one of the coaches. We have such an incredible collection of classes in Rock Your Life, and we also have, of course, really well-balanced challenge programs that help you protect things like your rotator cuff, help you build and develop your core strength, help you really load your joints correctly, both so that you build, those strong bodies that are balanced, and also you get a great aesthetic result too. So we'll move into our last set of 3-point kickbacks now. So go ahead and grab your weighted object, place it over on the left side of your mat, place your right hand down, right leg comes straight back, open up through the chest, and we'll kick that arm straight back, working that triceps muscle. And it's a three-headed muscle, our triceps, so I could call it muscle or muscle group, and both would be appropriate. Such a great area to work on, especially because so many of the things we do in our daily life naturally work the biceps, because they're in front of your body, you see in front of you, so sometimes the front muscles of the body get worked more. So it's important to deliberately work the back muscles of the body, or posterior chain muscles. So I'm switching to my other side. Go ahead and work through this at your own pace. Option to lift that back leg, activating your core and balance even more. You need to be able to keep your hips really square and stable with the leg raised. Great job. Whew. So tough. We have one move to go, and it's the wide grip row. So once again, 8 to 12 reps. And if you need to change the amount of resistance or want to explore something different, feel free. We're gonna work that back. Last set, best set, bending the knees to pick up the weight so they stay in close to the body. We stand tall, brace the core, shoulders back, hinge the hips, and let's draw those elbows back. Great work. No need to rush. We keep that chest open and upright. We keep the elbows pulling back. We keep the shoulders locked back to protect the joints. Great job. Count your reps. You got this. Finish it strong, Rockstar. Go to the top of your rep range. And when you are finished, please set your weighted objects aside with control. You have completed today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome, flawsome, and amazing. I invite you to do some stretching on your own to cool down, and I invite you to check out Rock Your Life, where we have an amazing series of challenge programs to help you develop full body strength, help you burn body fat, help you work out in every life stage, whether you're in your cycling years, you're in perimenopause, or postmenopause. We have great programming for you and great guidance as well. So come on over to Rock Your Life and let us take care of you. The coaches and I would love to welcome you, and so would the other members. You can grab a trial using the link below this video, and I look forward to seeing you there and of course seeing you again. Thanks again for joining me, Rockstar. See you real soon.